So we are now joined by head coach and sporting director Bobby Smyrniotis. If you have any questions, just please use the raise hand icon and I'll be sure to get to you. First question goes over to Mitchell Tierney. Go ahead, Mitch.
Hey, Bobby. Obviously playing a Pacific FC team that hasn't allowed a goal yet, at least against the CPL side this year on Saturday. What maybe unique challenges does that present going up against a team that has such a confident back line right now?
Yeah, it's obviously an interesting one. They've changed a little bit of what they've looked like in the past, and you have a team that's doing a great job on one end, keeping the ball out of the net, and another team that's doing a great job putting the ball in the goal. So I think there's a very good contrast there of what the teams are trying to do. Always playing at Pacific, it's always a little bit of a tougher test. Playing on a smaller field, the smallest field in the CPL. But we've had success there over the past. I think for us, it's about keeping up our match rhythm. When we're playing our football and we're keeping up the rhythm of the game, we're creating, we're doing all the good things, and we've got to be careful here because Pacific has shown over this first part of the season that they don't need a lot of chances to put the ball in the back of the net either.
And we've seen you guys, try some different things tactically before on the smaller Starlight Stadium pitch. Is it a fun place to go sometimes to just, try different things?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it just works out that way sometimes with what we're doing. But yeah, right now we're playing good football. Our game is going well for us. It's not so much a matter of tinkering a lot with the tactics, but like I said, we're at our best when our tempo is high and when we're moving the ball and we're moving quick. And then on the flip side, it's when our defensive energy is very good. Because that's usually an indicator of what you do in the attack. And I think that's been very good, even going back to the last game in the Cup against CF Montreal. So we just gotta work on that. Both of our teams are playing midweek games and have travel because even though it's a home game for Pacific, they played last night and are traveling back, and we're doing the same thing heading over there. So those are also unique parts that sometimes we don't think about in our league. So it takes a little bit of management, making sure we've pinpointed certain areas I think we can exploit and be very good in, and it's a matter of going out there and executing.
And speaking of our league, it's the Canadian Premier League's 500th match tomorrow between Valor and York United. As someone who obviously coached in the first ever match, how far have you seen the league come over those 500 games, and what does it mean maybe to hit another milestone like that?
Makes it seem like I've been here for a long time, huh? With number one and 500. Yeah, it's only inevitable. We're going to get to 5,000 at some point. I don't know if we're going to be around here, part of it, or around in general, but the game is only getting bigger. I always talk about it. It's soccer in this country is at the best place it's been ever, and it's only going to get better from here. And all of this and the growth of this league, the competitive growth of this league, and everything. We've seen it even in the last week in the game. I caught a glimpse of Cup game yesterday in Quebec and Montreal with Saint Laurent and about 6,000 fans. That's quite impressive. This game is growing, and this is 500, and before we know it, it'll be 1,000, and we'll keep on counting.
All right, thanks so much, Bobby.
Just one last question. So the CPL, you're talking about the growth of the league and everything. Forge just recently had their school day match. Now you see Saint Laurent plays that game, although not part of the CPL, another match where a lot of new fans are being introduced to the game in Canada. And now you see this Cavalry versus Vancouver game going on in Kelowna as part of the On Tour series. Just what do you make of all these different things going around in the CPL as far as helping the growth of the game here in Canada?
Yeah, the one I'll talk to the most is the game we just played here on Tuesday. It was absolutely excellent. It was brilliant. We talked about it with the players. You couldn't tell it was a school day match because we had 15,000 fans in the stands. And if we can turn them into regulars, it's only going to grow the game. And the same thing goes across all the other things that you just talked about. But for us, school game I think was a massive success. In the environment that was created and the energy it gave our team. So I think it's a great initiative. I know our team here has worked on it for a very long time. It takes a lot of coordination to get done. So kudos to everyone here at Forge and in our office for all the hard work they've done, and I'm sure we'll be doing this again in the future.
Okay. David Parks, go ahead.
Hello, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Hope you're well. Start with some good news. Olympiacos is leading right now. I'm sure you'll be watching that when you're done. I wanted to start by asking you, first real, true away trip of the season against the Pacific side, who just seems to be allergic to conceding goals. How will you approach the matching differently? And just to warn you, if this question was asked beforehand, I do apologize. I just tuned in.
No problem. I think we need to keep on our same rhythm. We're a team that attacks very well. We're a team that scored goals in each of the games that we've played, and not only goals, but a lot of high quality opportunities. And I think, Pacific's done a great job defensively, but there's always a path to get there. And, we've looked at, excuse me, we've seen that in the way they play and where I think we can be dangerous in certain areas of the pitch. And now we need to go out there and, make sure that tactically we are aggressive in those areas. And if we're not, and that's what I've seen in a few of these other games, then it plays into Pacific's hand and what they're trying to do on the pitch.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. I did watch it a little bit yesterday, and again, they really did show their defensive prowess. And to that point, the only goal they conceded was against TSS River. So you're going to rewatch that match a bit to see how they managed to find a way to break them down.
Well, I think you watch all the games, and I think in each game there's great opportunity to break them down and to create high quality chances. I think it's about understanding that. It's an understanding where the ball needs to go, where key players need to move on our team in those spaces that allow us to be dangerous. And as I've said, once we get the team to there from a game plan, then it's about these guys taking over, because we've got quality on this pitch that can put the ball in the net and create high quality opportunities. So sometimes we leave it to the players in that moment.
Absolutely. If I can steal in one more quickly, still unbeaten on the season, of course. Actually, St. Montreal was the first game that didn't end in a Ford win this season. How will you keep the players this fresh mentally going to a match like this one against another team who's still unbeaten on the year?
Yeah, I think the script writes itself. You go out there and you get 3 points, you're at the top of the league. So I think, that's motivation in itself for the guys. They've put in a massive effort in this last Tuesday, and it's a quick turnaround, but it's a quick turnaround for them. And, we've traditionally had some good games out at Starlight Stadium, and it's the same idea going into this Saturday. We're going to play our football, confident football, a lot of respect for the opponent, and we need to make sure that our energy is there.
For sure. Thank you so much, Coach. Best safe travels to and from BC, and best of luck on Saturday. And go Olympiacos, and I'm sure you'll go watch the game after.
Thank you very much, David.
Cheers.
And that's all the questions we have for today. Thank you for joining us.